This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories.
And welcome to my review of the most recent Star Wars novel titled The Living Force. And honestly, this is a really solid book. I didn't really know what to expect when going into it. I thought this could be a fun story, but it could also be a bad one, and I was honestly pretty surprised. The story follows really, in a main sense, 13 different characters where you have the 12 members of the Jedi Council all as main characters, and then the pirate who is serving as the main antagonist also as a character. And then there's also actually 14 because there's also the little girl that's in the story. So yeah, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are also here, but they're not here for as much of a major role. But it was still honestly really interesting with this. I think this was it was a really fun story. We kind of got to see just a little more into these characters and get some characterization out of some characters that we really haven't seen too much of. And yeah, honestly, that was really cool because honestly, I wasn't been interested in the High Republic era at all. I don't know, it's just something I find super interesting. And there's just so many other legend stories that I'd rather be reading over that I really haven't bothered to get any of the books. I did get one for like my birthday or for Christmas a few years ago from a friend, but I didn't even bother reading it. And I think I got like the first issue of the first High Republic series for free through like Marvel, but I think that's the only thing in the entire High Republic I've ever read. And with this, you get to see characters that would have had a little more of a prominent role in that, like Uriel, Poof, and Yaddle. And all I'm saying is, I love this book just for the reason that it feels like Robot Chicken Uriel Poof is in this book. And if you don't know what I mean, please stop watching this video immediately. Go and watch the Uriel Poof Robot Chicken skits because they are hilarious. And then you come back to this to listen to the rest because he is just. I feel like, although not as an extreme version as he is in Robot Chicken, where he is extremely sarcastic and is, basically questioning everything everyone does. He's still a really, like, kind of fun loving, kind of like jokester character who is, kind of like trying to push everyone's buttons and stuff in this, and it just feels like Uriel Poof was basically taken from Robot Chicken and made to fit into Star Wars, and it is just genuinely probably my favorite part of this because I just love those Robot Chicken parts with him specifically, and it was just really funny. But now let's go on to the main story because I love that Uriel Poof stuff. He still is a more minor character in this, and I think the best part of this is actually the fact that we get these kind of nice, more contained stories with the different Jedi having to, help people out and not be on the bigger scale and just helping out the individuals. I think this is really great, and it really understood the Jedi, understood them trying to kind of find their way, and it's also pretty interesting. This is set like right before the Phantom Menace, since it's said somewhere in this that Sifo Dyas is dead, and considering that he dies around the same time as the Phantom Menace, since it's both happened 10 years before Attack of the Clones. And honestly, I thought that Sifo would have died after Yaddle died, but it looks like it is before. Yeah, see, I can kind of makes sense when I'm thinking about it now because it just feels like, after Dooku's full turn he would kill his close friend, but I mean, to take a look at it logically, it had to happen before Yaddle's death because Valorum sent Sifo on that mission, and Valorum wasn't in office after Yaddle's death because Palpatine was. But yeah, honestly, it's just really interesting to see. I think that it was really awesome to see into these characters, and most of them we don't really know much about, with the real exceptions of Yoda and Mace Windu. It's really the rest of them, especially in canon, we don't really know too much. And honestly, it is pretty interesting. There are a few things I think was kind of unnecessary. Like, I think that the entire thing, although cool at the end, where it revealed that Palpatine was stealing books from the Jedi Library and sends Maul to assassinate the librarian. I think that was, although cool, it was just a completely unnecessary scene. And I was listening to it on the audiobook and I was like, wait, what just happened? So I just went back a little bit and I feel like it would have been just kind of odd because I feel like Palpatine wouldn't do that directly. And you'd find some way to do it through someone else, since he wouldn't want to be exposed, and this person still is sympathetic to the Jedi and just wanted to keep their library open. But yeah, honestly, it's pretty interesting to have them do that, but it was not really necessary. And then going to the main conflict with the pirate that wanted, revenge against the Jedi for being left behind by Sifo Dyas. Honestly, I think that was a solid story. It didn't, have to happen, but it just helped the Jedi get to a point where they realized they needed to help this world more and have a cool action series of scenes at the end where the Jedi actually do something to really improve the lives of the people on this planet and take down organized crime, because it wasn't, as I said, super necessary, but it was still a nice little inclusion. But yeah, as I said, my favorite part of really this entire book was these just little interactions the Jedi are having with people, being able to help them out, and just do different things for them. We got to see just so many of these Jedi that either only briefly appeared in the Clone Wars or were only in Episode 1 for those council meeting scenes that really didn't even talk. But it was honestly just so great to see, and that's honestly just the best part of it. So this is not the greatest Star Wars novel ever, but it's just a really enjoyable one, and one that really gets us to take a look better at the Jedi and see what they truly are. And just fingers crossed that the Acolyte decides to look at the Jedi like this, especially since it's them still being pretty good and pure to their intentions, although a little misguided in the months before the Phantom Menace, where that's at 100 years, but we'll see. And I honestly want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories.
Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.